Hello and welcome to the AllMadeUp podcast with me, Harry Stachini.
Me, Lewis Coleman.
And me, Ben Hart.
The show where each week a guest joins us in the writer's room to create a story like you and we have never heard before.
Not quite knowing what's around the corner or what we'll find along the way, as this podcast is exactly what it says on the tin.
It's all made up.
Hit it with force.
Yeah, it was powerful, that.
Did you? It flew straight down the lens.
350 yards down the fairway, that one.
Yeah.
It was a nice clean hit.
Yeah, at least you kept it on the fairway with that comment. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing very well whenever you're watching this, listening, morning, afternoon or night.
Are the different times of the day?
They are indeed, depending.
Yeah, any of them is fine.
Yeah.
It's a morning podcast.
I think this is an afternoon pod. I don't think this is a morning pod myself.
Right, well, you know.
I reckon. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. I don't listen to it.
I think it's any time. I don't know. I think there's. It's like going to listen to Rolling Stones. It's too early for that. It's not.
Did you hear that, by the way?
Yeah, loud.
Right. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, it's fine. Just so you know that someone's wheeling, like, I don't know, scaffolding the other side of that wall, and it's a bit unfucking necessary. You know what I mean?
Go on, smack somebody.
But how are you boys doing? What's been going on?
What has been going on this week? You know what? I don't really.
You haven't got much to report. You're nearly 100 kilometres.
Oh, yeah, so I've been doing a lot of running, nearly 100k this month. I'll be completing that tomorrow because I'm going on probably about a 15k run tomorrow. So
what a difference it makes when you sell your car. I mean,
yeah.
I think you've done really well.
Let's get around places.
Lewis is trying to lower his carbon footprint after he dropped his arse on the podcast the other week.
He's killed 18 people.
Got a gig in Ashton next week. Going to run it there.
Ashton and Wigan? Or Ashton underline?
The one we're doing. Is that not in Ashton? No.
Oh, Stamford Golf Club.
Yeah.
Is
that Ashton?
It's Staley Bridge. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Ashton way, yeah. Like Millbrook way. Yeah, it'll be good, that. I'm looking forward to seeing Lewis in action.
I've not gigged in so long, and we thought, you know what, let's get back into it with a 20-minute set. So...
are you doing a killer?
Yeah.
Sick.
Well, aim for 15, 20.
15, 20. I'll try and get there.
Yeah. If I need to pad it out, I'll do that.
In the middle. Of my set.
Look, Lewis is going to have a 7-minute break now. And then I'm going to fill. He'll come back. And, you just wrap it up.
Oh, that's mint.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday coming up.
Next Thursday, yeah.
Oh, I might come watch.
Yeah, by all means, yeah.
Tickets still available, I think. You
Fuck off, I paid. Fuck off.
But yeah,
I'll do 3.
Imagine that.
And next act doing 3 minutes. It's Ben Hart.
Yeah, just really non-PC jokes in that 3 minutes.
Oh, stop it. There's a slip of the tongue, it ruins your life.
Yeah, it does.
Slip of the lips.
Slip of the lips. But yeah, that's good. So nice bit of running there. What about you, Ben?
I've been doing a lot of working out as well.
Yeah.
As you probably tell. I've been to body pump twice this week. I've been swimming a few times.
Body pump. I did a body pump a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
it made a clip.
It's got a wank, that, Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've been body pumping for years.
Body pump this morning, body pump this afternoon. No, it is just me, like I'm all the middle-aged women.
How long is a body pump session?
An hour. It's called Les Mills or something. It's like a guy who does this body pump class. I go to Bannatyne's
When
gym.
you say body pump, what? Tell us how the body's being pumped in this.
Well, you have weights. You do squats and you do press ups. It's like a
low weight, high rep.
Yeah.
Circuit.
Yeah, it's essentially a circuit thing, but it's good because it is. I am the strongest in the room because it is a load of old women.
Nice. You go in there to feed your ego.
Yeah, I'm the alpha.
Yeah,
I'm in there going, look, are you pathetic? And I still can't do a squat.
So and where is this? Where'd you do that?
Bannatyne's in town.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I wanted to swim as well, but it's the only place in my... It's got a really shallow pool.
Because you couldn't.
No,
Commuting
it's
to
the
work
only
in the
place in
canal.
town that's got a pool. It's right near where I work, so it's only £25 a month as well.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so I go there after work a lot, and then sometimes before work if I've woken up early.
Nice.
But no, I've been hitting it good. I've been getting fitter.
Good.
Nice. But what have you been getting up to? I feel like you've been wanting to say something.
What have I been getting up to? I've been sorting out...
Back to me.
I've been sorting out the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes.
Which is obviously, we're going to be taking the podcast up there again for 2 weeks, doing live shows. So, if you're up at the Fringe, you can come watch that. So I've been sorting that out in the background. What else have I been up to? I've been gigging. Been doing some nice gigs, which have been fun. New material starting to work, which is really nice. What a satisfying feeling that is, rather than just hitting the void of silence and being like, wow.
Give us the highlight. Give us like the highlight of one of your jokes that you're working on. What's the theme?
Puberty.
Right. Okay.
Puberty is the theme.
Well, are you going through it now? Or?
Yeah, bit of a late bloomer. Yeah. And it's one of them where I've had like bits and bobs for it, like 5 or 6 different bits of material, but it's never felt like a routine. And now I've kind of got like the ABC of it. So it's getting there. But I don't want to give you a taste. It's just, I'm talking about what people hit at different ages.
Yeah,
so like I had mates that at 13 were like incredibly developed.
Yeah.
And 15. I was like getting bits and bobs at around 13, but I think it was about 15 when I actually started having like a proper set of piabs.
Oh, I was late.
Yeah,
I was late, but it hit me hard.
Yeah. Well, I remember being in the bath as a kid, and I was probably about 13, 14, and my dad walked in, unprompted, and actually caught a glimpse of me, and then called me Tufty for about 6 months.
You've done incredibly well to get you to where you are today. With some of the comments your dad's made.
Mate, it's literally
you're a walking success, Harry.
Just Tufty, and obviously. That Tufty, yeah, so he called me all the time.
Tufty.
And I've got a bit of material about how the first time I put a condom on as a kid.
What, on your dad?
Yeah. Dad, why do I have to do this?
Stop being so soft.
Not my dad, but I remember the first time I put a condom on, and this is just to give you a taste.
Who was it on?
I don't want to taste.
Yeah, it was on me.
That's funny.
I knew guys had to wear them, but I didn't know how you applied it. So I completely unravelled it.
Oh, yeah.
And was like, oh, you must I'm putting it on like footy socks.
God, that was so painful.
Yeah, no, but as I unravelled it, I remember looking at it thinking, there's no fucking way I'm filling this entire thing. And then feeling so distraught of like, well, that's it, my cock's tiny.
Like a little pepperami wrapper.
Mate, I've ruined it forever.
Chewing on it first.
Yeah, mate, it was massive. It's like a sleeping bag, this thing. So, yeah, I'm trying to get it on.
At least it tastes nice, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's. I think the theme for me, puberty, is it's so universal, but then incredibly personal because everyone hits it at different ages. So the theme for the new show I'm putting together is change, right? And like the different changes you feel at different points of your life, and puberty is like very much the first milestone in that.
Oh yeah.
So I've got material on it, and I was doing a bit of material last night, and I hit the punchline, and they went, and I was like, yeah, I've got it now.
What was the punchline? Go on.
I don't want to give it away.
No, go on.
I don't want to give it away.
Well, they won't know the jokes or the punchline won't make this.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving it away. If you want to come see it,
give us the answer and we'll work to it.
Yeah.
We'll work backwards to your joke.
Yeah,
we'll make it better.
It's like a countdown. You know when they put the number up and you have to work towards it. You're giving us the answer, but we don't know why it's funny yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, and then we've just got Carol Vorderman with a whiteboard, just going mad.
What was like sex ed in school for you? Like your school's version of sex? Because my school had a lot of teenage pregnancies, so it was quite a serious subject where I was.
How many were yours?
I think we had like 5 or 6 in my year.
Right.
Yeah, when I was doing my GCSEs, a lady put her hand up and she was like, I've got an announcement to make. My auntie has just broke the record for the amount of time someone's been on Jeremy Kyle. But she was proud of that. Not like it was like a...
Wow. In the exam as well.
Yeah. I was like, listen, love. Yeah, I'm trying to write about mice and men here.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, he's just strangled that dog at the end.
A dog? It's a woman, in it?
No, when the rabbits. It's rabbits.
Yeah. He kills a
we
woman.
never did I did Lord of the Flies, me.
Did you?
Yeah. Piggy.
Top set, yeah.
Cool, yeah. Okay. That's upset. Yeah.
Little flex there.
Also implying that of mice and men is low level reading. You know what I mean? Like it's like the Hungry Caterpillar. Like it's not. It
is. They like the lower sets did of Mice of Men. Teacher had to read it for him aloud and just listened it. You know what I mean? It top sets, you read it to the rest of the class, don't you?
Yeah, they teach them what they can expect for the working class.
Yeah.
We did it in Inspector Calls as well.
You went to private school, didn't you? So.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, someone read it to me in Latin.
Yeah. Gold book. So unnecessary. It's a dictionary.
He thought it was like...
Sir, my quill has ran out of ink.
Thought it was Latin. It was just his dyslexia. Yeah. It's just that bad.
Yeah, it is. What you don't realise is...
Why are we doing it in Latin, sir?
I mean, that's English. He's walking around telling people he can speak Latin. Listen to this.
Spelling it Lantin. If you don't know, I've got terminal dyslexia, right?
What did you do at school today, Harry Clark? Oh, I've been started doing Latin. Parents' evening. Where's your Latin teacher?
Over there. That's English, Harry.
That's maths, Harry.
Yeah. Are you sure? Harry, that's actually algebra.
Yeah, he's writing an essay in French. She's like, oh, this is so easy.
Wow.
Je suis thick. But
Thick.
a question as well, right? And this before we kind of explain who the guest is.
Do you speak Latin?
No, when I've been doing this bit of material on stage about puberty, what I found really interesting is I'll ask the room. I said, "Did you have the birds and the bees chat?" Right? And did you have one?
No.
Did you have one?
No, we very much had it in school.
Right, that's it. I got it.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I bet you had it about 4.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, my dad sat me down, and I remember him just being like, he was so fucking on the nose with it. Just being like, right, you're at the age now where you need to know. And you're like, right. And
You're like, I'm not doing it yet.
I remember him describing a vagina to me. Yeah. And he
Wonderful.
He was like, obviously you've got a penis, and girls have a vagina, and they also have a clitoris. And he said it looks like a little knuckle, right? Yeah. And I remember being sat there, and he was like, and it's very sensitive. And I'm thinking, why is he rubbing that? He's literally at the dinner table explaining that, and my mum is not saying a word.
Yeah. Oh, family were right.
Yeah. Well, it was.
No, your mum sat there going, if it's so easy to find.
Yeah.
Well, am I so unhappy?
I just remember thinking, it's a knuckle. And then, yeah, I've seen a few, and I've never seen one that I thought, it looks like a knuckle.
One day you might crack it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
A knuckle.
But what I find mad is when you ask that question to a room of 60
A
people.
knuckle? What horrible.
I know, yeah. Well, I did not look like knuckles today. I think, I've got a joke for it, but if you want to see it, you got to pay for it. The point being is, if you ask that to a room of 60 people, I reckon 10 of them have had the birds and the bees chat.
Yeah,
and that's remarkable. So if I had a kid, I'd be having the birds and bees chat with him
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
What would you
yeah,
like?
literally every day. Dad, stop.
It's like a knuckle.
Yeah, it is.
I've never found one.
What meal did you have? Because in my head, you just said your mum was there. Was Jordan there as well, and you were all around the family dinner table?
I remember my dad being at the table.
He did a presentation,
and my mum was definitely in the room.
So get on table.
God, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, just that. Get that extractor light on now.
See, it is a knuckle, Harry.
Yeah.
You said these lamps. Yeah. You said these lamps would be a waste of time.
Yeah, that is. God, that's funny.
You could have that. See, it did work. You're telling us the joke.
Yeah. Sue, get on the table.
Get on the table, Sue.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, my dad, I remember there was 2 bowls, and he like
2 bowls.
Bowls, and he just slid them together and then put the salt shaker between them, and then was just like, right, we're gonna have the chat. And I was like, this is wild. But I'd like to have the same relationship with my kids, be able to talk about. My parents are quite open about stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's good to have it. Again, at school, man was very much like scaring you into not having sex. Like, they made us watch this couple, like, they just had like sex, and then like 5 minutes later we were watching this woman give birth, and I was about 13 thinking, that is fucking horrendous.
The shortest trimester in the world.
That is the worst thing I've ever seen. I never want to see that.
Yeah, that's
And they were like, this will happen.
I remember,
kiss a girl.
I remember our sex education. I remember we had this like big conference room at our school, and it was our year group's turn to sort of have the chat. And they did the boys and girls separate. The girls had one chat, and the lads had a separate chat with the nurses. And they had like a prosthetic set of testicles. Did you have that?
Yeah. Testicular cancer on them.
Yeah, you had to try and feel the nodules.
Yeah, we had that as well.
Yeah.
They used me as an example.
Yeah. Your dad. Yeah, come on.
Get on the table.
Yeah. No, but I remember. I just remember finding this hilarious. It might not even be funny now, but it was obviously a big, massive group of lads, and obviously teenage lads being like giggling and laughing at everything like that. And then I'm sure it was something along the lines of the nurses went, "What can be more dangerous than unprotected sex?" And one of the lads put his hand up genuinely and just went, "Swimming."
Yeah, it's true.
There were so many things. There were so many things that are more dangerous than unprotected sex. Like, I don't know, global terrorism. Like, there's a.
That is funny. Swimming.
Swimming. Yeah, because when I was turning, after doing my length, I banged my head on.
Is that the example he gave?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sure I'm not making this up. It was a lad called Paul, and when I was doing my length and I was turning round in water, I banged my head on the side in it. Yeah, it was so.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, if you are, having sex, practice safe sex, and if you're swimming,
Yeah.
wear armbands. That's our message before we.
And if you're not, have a good time.
Yeah.
Who've we got on the pod today, Harry? I think we need to get into who we've actually got on.
Our guest for today, everybody, is comedian Howard Anstock, who is someone I've known for ages. I remember actually watching Howard do I think gig number 10 or something like that. And he's gone on from strength to strength. Really good comedian, someone I enjoy watching on stage a lot. Recently did a gig for me and Lewis, a killer comedy show, and absolutely stormed it. So very excited to have him on. He had a bit of an unusual journey as well into stand-up. He was homeless for a period of time, and then started doing stand-up, and his material touches on that. So he's very different on stage, but yeah, very excited to have him on. Funny guy. So this is going to be All Made Up with Howard Anstock.
This is going to be All Made Up with Howard Anstock. I know
that. You hate it when I say that, don't you?
Enjoy.
You bastard. Enjoy.
It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again. It's all made up again.
And we're back, everybody, with the brilliant Howard Anstock.
Good morning.
I like it. Why did you look at me then when you presented him?
I'll do it again then. Right.
He doesn't like eye contact this early in the
But the thing
morning.
is, in intro, he's talking about eye contact and looking at people the whole time.
Yeah, do you know what? Let's keep that in then. Because I've just made myself a hypocrite. But how are you doing, mate?
I'm good.
Thank you very
much. To be in the outskirts of Wigan on a Saturday morning.
It is, isn't it? It's the wonderful sights of the Lee.
I saw this studio on the recordings. I was like, oh, looks like a nice posh city centre location. And then when I got it, I was like, all right, no.
Yeah.
We're very much keeping the industrial roots, Of,
What did Liam Pickford? He described it as a haunted abattoir.
You couldn't imagine the ghosts of sheep wandering past.
I think it adds to the magic of it, though, does it not?
What? Dead sheep?
No, the building. You know what I mean?
I think it's mad when you're walking through and you wouldn't imagine what's on the insides of the doors. You know what I mean? Like you're walking past it just looks so worn out, and then you come in and you're like, wow, this actually looks pretty good.
Is a new opportunity.
That's it,
You know
mate.
what I mean?
It's like Narnia.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like walking here.
But full of creatives. Oh my God, cross stitch.
Oh, you didn't tell me there was cross stitch going on.
There's about 3 of them over there.
You want
I'll
to
be
keep
joining
the
that
rivals. It's
You want to come?
Is it like like on those dance films where they like do they cross stitch across from each other?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Serious.
like
Stitches
tap.
get stitches.
Yeah, we thought we thought it was a tap dancing class. It's just them fighting. Yeah.
That's funny. But you travelled from Sandbach for today?
I have, yeah. Sunny Cheshire.
Where is it? Where is Sandbach? Cheshire?
Junction 17.
How long does it take to get
You
here?
know, check out bloody A to Z over
Is
here.
there a services?
There is a
There is. I bumped into Stephen Graham at Sandbach Services. Literally, I was coming out of the toilet and...
You bumped into him?
Shoulder checked, right? Like, oh, sorry.
Oh, do you not like him?
Oh, let me finish the fucking story. He looks up and he just went, all right, kid. And then I was like, looked at him, I thought, you're Stephen Graham. And then he would just like give me a nod. He was like, Harry Stachini. I was like, yeah, stand up. Yeah, cool. Big fan of your work combo. But yeah, just caught him. And I glanced up. He was dead polite about it. If it wasn't Stephen Graham, I was going to knock him out. But he does use Sandbach Services.
It's the only thing people have ever heard of. As soon as you say from Sandbach, you go, oh, near the services. Yeah. And my friend was like, oh, are they quite good? I was like, why would I go to the fucking services? I live 3 minutes up the road from them. So.
I would have paid double for petrol. That's all I do.
I would say the convenience of living next to a motorway services, though, it's like 24-hour access to supplies.
Oh, yeah.
That is the most boring thing you have ever said.
I've never woken at 2 in the morning.
It is true.
I've never woken at 2 in the morning and thought, do you know what I could go for? A Haribo and a Daily Mail.
Hey,
What supplies?
If I'm not waking up at 2 in the morning, but if I'm awake at 2 in the morning, I'll definitely go and buy a Haribo, bag of Haribo. I'm not going to buy the Daily Mail.
What are you buying at that time? Like, what's an
It's just
emergency?
Sweets, you know what I mean?
That's not an emergency buying sweets.
It might be. If
You're not diabetic, are
Could
you?
be a little afterwards and you're a bit peckish, you know what I mean? You're like, what do I want here? Haribo tampons.
Pre-planning, Harry. Just buy stuff at the shop beforehand.
That is, you know what? That says a lot about me.
Who's buying £17 Haribo in the evening?
Haribo.
Yeah, but it's a grab bag. Yeah.
No, but when we were kids, we'd go. My dad used to swerve every fucking services because there was 5 of us,
Yo.
and back in the 80s, where it was like there was no seat belts in the back. My stepsister, he had a Chrysler Avenger, estate car. My stepsister, how she did not suffer brain injuries is beyond me, because she'd just be in the boot over the back of the car. There'd be like 3 of us on the back seat. My brother never used to come. There would be 3 of us on the back seat. And my stepsister, bless her, you'd just see, as he went round a bend, you'd just see her roll past the back of the... I thought, how she's not smashed her head in is beyond me, to be honest.
That is funny.
And we're stopping at services, and my dad would be like, we fuck. Cost of that.
Peeling your sister off the window.
And honestly, sometimes he'd just pull up in like a lay-by on the motorway, and my stepmom would just be in the caravan at the back, just knocking out bacon sandwiches. So, that was the old 80s
Just
for
getting
you.
the feet down on the van like that.
Honestly, they were. And it's like the old 80s, they were like, yeah, do what you want. You know, the coppers would turn up and like, do you want a sandwich? And I'm like, yeah, all right.
So you had a caravan as well?
Yeah, caravan.
And then, so you had your stepsister in the boot, but you had a caravan, which you could have been getting pulled in instead. Yeah, you know,
I think that might have been more dangerous, to be honest, like just rolling around in a caravan on the
It reminds me of that Top Gear episode, you know, when they're trying to cook a meal in the back of the car. Imagine, like, your stepmom trying to make, like, scrambled eggs, like, flying around on the motorway.
Honestly, things were that tight that you'd see them, like, they'd buy sweets, and my stepmom would, like, do that thing where she'd put her hand on my dad's leg, and you'd see, like, a chocolate fucking lime being deposited. And we got wise, and we were like, whoa. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
So then, like, begrudgingly, they'd come back. The next year, they got wise and bought those fucking, you know, those things that taste like coal and tar? Those black ones. We just had one between us, and we're all just like, fuck, it's like poison.
My mum and dad always used to get in arguments over travel sweets, because my dad would want driving and all of us would be eating back. And with them, do you know them, like, fruity drop ones which covered in powder? I always remember he'd be like, he'd always go on, Cock, give us one of them sweets. She'd undo the tin, and then she'd give it him like that. So my dad's having to put his you know, like, he's having to, like, it's like, just put it in fucking front of me, will you? I try and steer.
Or you cried in the back.
Yeah.
For some reason, I imagine your mum's arms to be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah,
Like, she can't get any further than that. Like.
We'd have to unwrap them.
What, the one in the... No, the one... The, the
but
powdered one.
if you passed like a sweet, something like that, and it was in a wrapper, you'd be like, can you unwrap that for me? So
Yeah.
then it's ready to
I
go.
bet with him, you had to unwrap it
like
and then fold it.
feeding a
and then
horse,
put it in
tucking
a
your
bin.
thumb in.
Yeah, a little tray.
Yeah. Didn't you have like a servant to do it for you?
No.
You had a servant in the back of the car.
I like the idea of you being sat behind your dad, unwrapping the sweet from him, and then putting your arm around front at headrest, and then putting it in his golf ring.
Headbutt your hand.
Yeah.
To be honest, it causes childhood trauma. The fact that, like, every year afterwards, you'd see the sweets, and you'd be like, open them, and you'd just see the little glint of the black. You're like, they've done it again.
Yeah.
They've brought the fucking tar-flavoured sweets again that none of us want.
I'll never forget, we went on I think it was like a football trip to Butlins, and I think I might have told you this before, but we were on way at Butlins, and my mum had filled my water bottle up, and I was thirsty, so I went back at car, and I just chug a load of this, she'd put vegetable oil in it.
Why?
I have no idea why she did it. It was the most disgusting experience ever. I don't know if you've ever drank oil.
No,
but
it's bad for you.
It is horrendous. in my footy water bottle.
She filled it to the brim. Mate, at what point would you be doing that going, this is taking forever, by the way, how slowly it's coming
Just
out.
take it in the bottle that it comes in.
Slipping out of her hands as she's trying to put the lid on.
It don't come in a bag, does it? Like, it comes in a bottle anyway.
is
That's
insane.
bad.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrendous.
Did you swallow it?
Yeah. Because I was obviously dead thirsty. Necked it. Vegetable oil.
I remember once.
You must have been able to.
Shit comes
You
out
must
like
have, I was
a
going to say,
log
you must have been able to shit cleanly for about
I know,
a month after that.
Like a whistle.
Yeah.
Did you ever were scared to ask to stop in the car? So I used to we used to drive to France, and Madam was like,
You just wanted to stop, not for anything.
Stop!
Please just stop the
My
car.
dad was he's like, make sure you go in the toilet, before we go. But sometimes you don't need it, do you? And then when you get in the car, you need it. So I remember we'd left Bury, and we were driving to the that's the thing that goes under the water to
Channel
France.
tunnel.
So we're driving there. My dad said, I don't really want to stop before we get there. And I was like, all right. So about 10 minutes into the journey, I proper needed a piss. But I was only like 8, and I was terrified. And my dad had just bought this brand new Subaru Impreza. It was like his dream car. And I remember an hour in, I just pissed myself because I was I was too scared to ask. Just I just pissed myself in this car. I remember sitting in piss for about five hours.
Your dad didn't say anything?
No, it dried. I waited that long, it dried. And then about 10 years later, I was like, Dad, I just got to tell you, I pissed in the back of your Subaru.
I remember going on
As soon
holiday.
as anyone goes, don't need a piss,
Yeah.
all your brain does is goes, God, you really need
Yeah,
a
I need a
piss.
piss now,
I'm
yeah.
like that every time I go to the cinema, and my mate will be like, go for, you know what you like, go for a piss. And I'm like, right, I'll do. And I go there, and I'm like, I've emptied the contents of the Mediterranean, and I'm like, there is not 1 ounce of fluid left in this corpse. 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, could really do with a piss. Ow.
Ben going to cinema with his dad. Watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
Lord of the Rings, all 3. Like, sorry, Dad, I've just done it again.
Yeah.
It's tried.
I wish I'd have the balls just to go, I just piss where I sit. That's it.
But like, it was,
I think you do when you get to an age.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember being like so uncomfortable because like I was just sat and it went cold and I was just like, but like, I was so scared of time. My dad was like lovely as well. Like there was no reason why my dad wouldn't have stopped. Like I convinced myself that I was going to ruin the holiday.
We used to get told off for like stopping all the time. But
He's like, we'll miss the train. I was like,
I was out with my dad on Tuesday, just gone, and I went for a pee like I don't know 3 times in an hour and a half. And after the second one, he went, "You want your colon checking you?"
Yeah, you do. That's a lot, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but I drink a lot of liquid.
Yeah.
that's show off.
Yeah.
Well, I can drink a lot of
Let me
liquid.
fucking tell you guys, I put it away, all right? But I remember
camel.
being a kid, going to France on the Channel Tunnel, right? And me dad
On it?
telling me,
Through it.
Save money.
On it.
oh, like through it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Harry was on top.
But obviously, I thought when you were a kid, obviously, you just drive through it, but then you obviously get on the train, don't you? So when we were on the train, because we had the caravan, we were like, one section was pretty much like us, because it was this big, big old thing.
Yeah.
And my dad would say to me and my sister, he'd say, if you look out the window, you'll see fish.
My dad told me that.
Yeah. And there I am, looking out and just seeing lights go, like, whoa, whoa. I'm going, it's mad how they got lights down here like that. And just like convincing myself I've seen an octopus and all the rest of it. And my dad's just gone, that's giving me half an hour of complete silence. What I want. Like I was a Channel Tunnel, like, yeah, mate, yeah.
My dad told me it was glass. Yeah, my dad told me it was glass. And I was like, fucking hell, we should do a walk through this once.
How shit would it be going through the English Channel?
The amount of people as well. Like, my mum thinks it just runs through the water. Like it's just at the
not
bottom
good
of the
with the
ocean. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like...
Yeah,
so-
don't you think it goes through the water?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I thought though. It was like in a tube.
And she doesn't. She's like, I won't go through it. It starts leaking and stuff. And I'm like, it's not just. It's not like a fucking. I don't know, like a log
Not
flume
like a
through the middle of-
dolphin.
Yeah.
So honestly, so she's like, I don't know how they do it. And I'm like, it's just under the seabed, mother.
That
It's
is
like-
mad. I think it's mad how they build stuff like that, though. Like when you see like an oil rig and you think, how have you attached that to the seabed? And equally, the ones that are on like buoyancies. The amount of pages I follow, we were having this chat, weren't we? Which are like tug life or like big ships with waves hitting them. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
you're just like,
Honestly,
love that.
I want to buy that. There's a book, and it's called something like how to turn a big ship, and that's literally it. And the whole book is just about turning big ships. And I'm like, it's quite an expensive book, but part of me is just like, I really want to read the book and just know how to turn a big ship,
Just in case
Not
you
that
get asked.
I don't even like the sea, but I'm like, just in case I'm called on, on a tanker emergency.
Yeah.
and I'll be
I've
like,
got a boat
page 8.
license. You know that, don't you?
You've got a boat license.
I've got an international boat license.
When and why?
Because we had a boat. So in the UK, you don't need a boat. Over 12, you can drive any size of boat in the UK. But
A
outside
boat.
of-
I thought you
outside-
said a goat.
Yeah,
Phoenix Nest.
outside of Europe, outside of UK, you have to have a license to drive a boat. So we used to have a boat when I was younger.
mate, you digging me out for going on holiday to France? You got a caravan,
the
a
fucking
boat.
Subaru-
a Subaru Impreza.
Your dad's
Yeah.
not kicking off if you piss
Yeah.
your pants in his car.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a champagne socialist as well.
Honestly, you lot lost me when you started going, when we drove to France. I was like, we went to fucking Cornwall was the furthest we went.
Hey,
Honestly-
I said France.
And we stayed in a town where Margaret Thatcher had a holiday home, and I think that's the only reason we went was because my dad was a bit of a Tory, and behind there was a golf course behind the sand dunes, and my dad ran down. It's like, come up here. And it's like, what? And I was like 8, so I was like, oh, there must be something like some adventure. And we got there, and he went, it's Dennis Thatcher playing golf. Who the fuck gives a shit? I
I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you?
8
Yeah,
years
my mum and dad weren't really big Thatcher fans, but
No.
yeah.
But yeah, so I can drive any size boat.
What is the bit? Have you drove a boat? Do you drive a boat?
Well, I think you do drive it, yeah. So
Yeah.
we,
You sail it.
You captain
You
it.
sail a boat.
we used to have a boat in,
You captain it.
in Conway,
It's got an
North
engine, mate, you
Wales.
drive it.
No, in Conway, in North Wales.
Yeah.
So just near there, there's a thing called the Men.
Sorry, Ben. It's got an engine. You have to drive it.
Yeah.
Did you drive a plane?
Yeah.
You fly a plane.
Mate, in my book, you drive a plane.
But
What are you? Plane driver.
If someone said that to you, you're not getting on their plane, are you?
do you drive a motorbike?
I suppose, you ride a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A horse? What do you do?
It's not got an engine.
Yeah,
Horse driver.
it's not got an-
Red rum and an engine. Never stop that, lad.
Yeah, it's not got an engine, but it's in engines.
But no, yeah, I can drive a boat like that size legally, which is mental, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I want to know, like I've said, what boats have you driven then?
Just the 2 boats we had, and then I drove one.
Two boats, not even one. Fucking hell. Mate, you're keeping this so under wraps.
And then if you want to like rent jet skis and rent boats when you're in Spain, you have to have a boat license. So I remember once so it was my mum and my stepdad that had the boat, and I remember going to Spain with my dad. I remember it was like such a flex because he's always like digged me for not driving, and he was like, "Oh, rent a boat," and I was like, "Well, I'll have to drive it, Paul."
Calling him Paul as well. Jesus.
I'll have to drive it, Paul, because you're not qualified.
Your dad called Paul?
Yeah.
My dad's called Paul.
Paul Hart. So when he used to have his own office, he used to have like a little thing at the front. It was P Hart, so it's fart.
All right, now.
My favourite is near where I live now. There's a firm solicitor called Paul Alcock, and as a gay man, I'm just like, it just makes me chuckle because I'm like, Paul Alcock. I'm like, what? It's like a men's meeting group, isn't it? So,
Yes, please.
I'm just like, sounds like an order that.
Yeah.
So.
I'll take both. Yeah.
So, Howard, I think we were chatting about this earlier. How did you actually get into stand-up?
Honestly, it was like the midlife crisis thing. I'd kind of, I think at school I'd always use comedy. I was like the joker of the class, and at work I was always a terrible human being. But I was honestly, I'm a shit colleague, but I'm quite funny, and so I'd always use humour on stuff. And then I'd always talked about doing stand up for years, and then I think eventually, like, friends were just like, "Why don't you just go and do it?" So I did. I got to 40, and I was just like, I'll have a go. What's the matter? You know, and I think I'd got less self-conscious. I didn't really care what people thought. I think before that, I was so super paranoid. And like, you know, I was just like, oh no, what if you get up and people hate you? And now, you know, you get the occasional gig where you're like, I'm not sure we're each other's people at this. So, it's, you know, but I don't now then take it personally, because if you have enough good gigs, you sort of think, well,
you just know your level.
Yeah.
I was saying in the intro, like, I think I saw you probably somewhere between gig 10 and 20, and it was at Hazel Grove pub in Stockport.
Flying horse.
Yeah,
Flying coach.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Hazel Grove, wasn't it? Yeah. And I remember watching you on stage and just thinking, you can tell what you know what you're doing, but you're just figuring it out, you know what I mean? But like, there's definitely something there. And we were chatting afterwards. And how long have you been doing stand-up now?
Well, I started in 2017, but I suppose if you knock out the plague
COVID,
years, it's kind of, 3-4 years?
3-4 years, yeah. Because I suppose that I ended up taking you to a lot of gigs, didn't I? You know what I mean? You'd be doing like the middles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And to see you go better and better and better and better and better. Like the last time I saw you, I know you did the gig for us in Kendal, but the one before that in Stanhill, the afternoon show, and you smashed it. And it's so good to see that progression, because like,
on paper, that gig should have not worked for me, because you do get, you know, as a gay act, you do go to places and you get, you know, you have a prejudice yourself in your head, because you look at an audience, particularly if they're older, you know, and whatever, you know, a bit, I don't know, sort of. You'll just look at a group of people and just think, these will not go for this at all.
Well, my trackside gig.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And that gig over there, I was just like, they won't go for this at all. This is going to be awful. And actually, I had such a fucking lovely time on stage.
Yeah.
And I do that little bit where I went, any homophobes in? And that guy just went, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I am. And then I just sort of outed him, and then just said to his wife, I was like, it's a bit weird, isn't it? You've just come out for an afternoon, your husband's now come out, I'm going to be dating him. Shit like that. And, and then afterwards, he was lovely. He was like, we had a proper chat.
That's lovely.
I think what's really nice as well, watching you on stage, is your experience, your life experiences as well, has been like very unique to everyone else, because obviously you were homeless for a period of time, weren't you?
Yeah.
And your material on that is like so different to anything else that other people are doing.
Yeah.
And I'd have said to you before, like, you doing a show, building up to a 1 hour show, which is not all centered around that, but you know, that could be a key theme in it. You'd stand out in a way that other people, you can't be disingenuous about the experience that you had.
A lot of it, though, I think, it's weird, because for years a lot of it is trauma, and so there's memories in there that aren't funny, and then afterwards you start thinking, oh shit, that is quite funny. You know, when you look at it now, I mean, there's just a bit, and it's not turned into a joke yet, but I kind of think there might be something there. But I remember for about just an hour just watching a magpie and a squirrel a fight in a park, just the most epic fucking battle. But the squirrel kept looking at me to like appeal to this thing of like, are you going to stop it?
You're going to call him out on that?
Honestly,
You're
and
reffing it.
And honestly, I was like, mate, I've not watched telly for fucking months. This is the only entertainment I'm getting today. So fucking keep at it.
That sounds like a dream afternoon for me.
Love the idea of you getting between this squirrel and Magpie, right?
Leave it.
Yeah, and then grabbing hold of the squirrel by both his hands being like, you all right? You ready? Yeah. And tapping him, letting go back.
The magpie just kept picking up this crisp bag though and running at it with like this square of silver. And so the squirrel's just like, the fuck is... I don't know if he thought he was like wearing a suit of armour or something. He just get this like glint of silver in his eye. But it was just a look at me of just like, are you intervening in this? I was like, keep going, pal. This is fucking...
Just to give people a bit of context, what you were homeless for about 12 months, something like that, was
18.
it? 18 months, right? And what kind of year was this? Was it early noughties or
2002? So
okay.
So what? About 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Flip phone was everywhere.
Oh god, don't.
The Razor.
I had the one that was in the Matrix, the Nokia 7110.
Oh, is that what
Did
you
you?
Press the button and it dropped down.
Oh, I had that.
Oh, with a little roller ball on it. Of course you did, mate. You had a fucking boat.
He had two. He had a few of them.
Hey,
He was in the Matrix.
Listen, I was born into a two down terrace.
No, mate, you've outed yourself this episode,
alright.
haven't you?
My mum just dated well.
Yeah, he don't even talk like that. That's just his fucking radio voice.
Oh, be quiet, Howard.
Do desist.
So an 18-month period.
Yeah.
Because it's a fascinating experience to have that. And I say the stand-up you've got on it is great. And I know, did you see something the other day in one of the forums? Someone was like, who does material about? Did you get tagged in that? No. Right, well.
It's very weird. It's like any gigs for like homeless charities, I never get offered. And any gigs for LGBT charities, I never get offered. So I'm like...
I think it's because you look... I actually think that is a compliment to you in a way. Because like a lot of comics that I know that were homeless sort of can look like they're still homeless. Like you look so well put together and people maybe just forget. Maybe it's like a forgetting thing. I don't know, like, because it's not always on the front of everyone's mind, is it, like, all the time? So
maybe. I mean, all I ever get is the old Matthew Kelly thing, which has stayed in the routine because for older people still get it. But a woman the other day just went, actually, you've got a George Clooney about you. And I looked at myself when I got home and I was like, yeah, if he was on a high carb diet, I don't know. I don't look like fucking...
she says, you're not my type, love, but thank you.
Yeah, or I've had that at gigs as well, where... my favourite ever heckle was I did a gig and there was a group of gay guys in, and even though I'd done loads of stuff about being gay as well during the evening, I do a bit which you've probably all seen a bit with the Madonna albums at the end with the and just as I got to the very last line where I go, he's gay, pay the man, this guy just shouted out, I didn't think you were gay till now. Like that, and I was just like, it was just the most perfect fucking heckle. Yeah. So I just
But what about all the rest of the set?
Yeah, and I was like, nah, I'm not actually, mate. I was like, I've got wife at home. Like, I've just, she thinks I'm at the garage getting charcoal.
Yeah.
I reckon there's probably a lot of gay men with a wife at home.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keeping it on the wraps. But you said something to me. I remember us having a chat about like when you said about being homeless and someone didn't you bring you a coffee? Yeah.
A lot of hipsters do like. So it's mainly hipsters.
Yeah,
and it's performance art for hipsters. They're not really bothered about you. And it's like you see those ones in town who are like, "Hey, I'm going to sit on the floor next to you because we're equal." It's like, fuck off. It's just like and also don't just turn up and give somebody a coffee. If I went into Tesco's and they were just like, "We've done your shopping for you, fuck off." You'd just be like, "Where's the choice in it?" You know what I mean?
That's exactly. What I remember you saying it was like by saying, "Do you want a tea or a coffee?" Like you're giving that person a choice, and it's like a sense of identity as well that goes with that. As I've been guilty in the past of coming out and being like, "Oh, I got you this, this, and this," and at the time you think, "Yeah, I'm doing a good thing there," but you don't realise.
And I think it's the motivation behind it because I think. It's fine doing it, but then don't go on Facebook and tell people you've done it. Like, though, I hate those videos where you get those like Americans who like make a homeless person jump through hoops, and then they go, "Hey, mate, I've just given you $500." It's like,
but also you've not given it them. You've made them work for it, and then you've paid for it. That's not giving. There's a transaction there.
Just go and give them the fucking money, mate. If you're not bothered about it, and just leave it.
Such a class.
Yeah.
So
I used to work with a guy who used to be homeless, and he used to say a similar thing about performative, like people give money to people. He said that I knew if a boy was out with a girl and they were both dressed nice, that I'd get money off him because he's going to try and impress her. He's not doing it because he wants to do it. He's doing it because he's trying to impress her. Which obviously the result ends up with giving the money still, but it's the wrong intention, isn't it? It's the it's the
because if you're just doing it to make you look good,
yeah.
then it's like it's not a. It is just a piece of performance art, really. And I used to see it, and you'd get, like I said, but when I see those people in town who are like sat on the floor next to somebody, I'm just like, just get up.
Yeah, leave them alone.
If you want to chat with them, take them to a bench, buy them a coffee, do normal stuff.
Yeah.
The fact you've just said there, it's like a performance art. I just imagine that person sat down with the homeless person, finishing and just going, end scene.
Yeah.
Standing up.
Yeah. What do you think of this joke?
Yeah.
What do you think of this
Looking
one?
around at everybody else being going, see me next week when I talk to that lady over there.
But that person that's doing that is almost like living a story in a way. Which segues well into what we're doing.
Yeah, I
we're
like
going to be creating a story.
That's been a long fucking circle, hasn't it, to get to the start of the story.
As a top tier presenter, my hands are like this. I'm engaging eye contact. That make no sense to you because we recorded it before.
Shall we get into it?
I think we should get into it.
Right, okay. So this is going to be All Made Up with Howard Anstock.
Enjoy.
It's all made up, baby.
That sounded like a threat.
No, it really pisses Lewis off every time he tries to do it, and then Harry will do it sometimes, and Lewis is like, "That's my bit. That's my bit."
Stealing my bits.
Can those two fists be seen on the screen?
No, sometimes we used to use them to like fist bump if somebody had a good idea. Do you want one?
Right. Can do. Years ago, when I first went to the gay scene in Manchester, there was a shop called Clone Zone, and I had never seen anything like it. And when you went in, there was a rack of cocks, but then on the top, very proudly, was just a big fisted arm like that sat on the top. And I said to my friend, I was like, "Is that for like jewellery? Is that for like watch displays?" And he was like, "No, you just sit on it."
Sit on it.
And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" I mean, I'm quite a prude, really, to be honest.
Where would you put it? That's what I think.
Put it in your ass.
No, I know you put it in your ass. But I mean, like
that.
yeah, come on. I mean, like, to sit on it, where would you put it? Like, would you put it on the floor in the kitchen?
It's got to be wall mounted, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Yeah, would it be wall mounted?
I don't think it had a sucker on it.
That's what I mean.
I'll
Like,
tell you what, you'd be working on your core trying to slip that in you. Just like,
yeah. Or would someone be like doing it for you? Like, because I don't get where you would put it to sit on it.
I would probably mount it between the cushions on the sofa. You know what I mean? Box
Where do you
it in.
normally put it then?
Yeah.
I'd probably get my neighbour to hold it.
Yeah. Or
That's it again.
I've got it. I'd get a nice little plant pot, right? And I'd put it in, bit of soil around the top.
Yeah.
And then I would, insert myself on top.
Yeah.
Well, then you'd have a plant botting off your ass.
Well, yeah. I do it outdoors.
Like a short, you're like a Jack Russell's tail.
You know what? I think you should ask your dad. I feel like your dad would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon.
I reckon they have a good idea.
Yeah. I just use my own, Harry.
Honestly, older straight blokes are so practical. Like, they would just be like,
Yeah.
your dad would walk in and catch you with it halfway in and just be like, I don't want to be doing it like that.
Yeah.
A bit of two before, stop it going in.
You just got a bit of vegetable oil.
Yeah. Sue, get on the table.
Yeah. He's tied a rope around his waist. And one end on the fist.
Fuck yeah.
Right, let's get into it. So, are we ready?
I'm ready, mate.
Right,
I'm ready.
okay, Howard, I'll just explain to you how we do it. And for those listeners and viewers who are new, you'll find it out. So, in front of you, Howard, there are 3 pots.
Yep.
Red one, green one, yellow one. The green one's going to be the start of our story. Red one's going to be the end of it. And the yellow ones in between are just prompts to sort of like throw a few curveballs along the way.
Right.
So, consider this like a writer's room. Yeah. You're the lead writer, and we're just helping you along the way. So, before we get started, we want to figure out who our character is for today. So who would you like your character to be called?
Oh, I've listened to quite a lot of your episodes. I think it's a gay detective's probably what we need.
Right, okay.
Mix it up. Also because, and I'm going to make him slightly camp because I want to see 3 straight men try and not offend people by doing gay voice.
Yeah, you're trying to get us cancelled. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to see 3 straight guys negotiate that gay lisp for a bit. So.
I'm going to go full Ross Kemp on it then. And go, well over the top. So what's the gay detective's name?
We've got to go for a pun. So last name Janus. First name Hugh.
Right, okay.
Hugh Janus.
Hugh Janus.
Yeah.
Hugh Janus
Yeah,
on the
okay.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
is funny.
always imagine it'd be like a sort of, I don't know, a bit like a Vera, just like dark and gloomy.
Yeah.
He's just turning up with just like a little splash of colour on.
Oh, so he's quite camp then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
How old is Hugh?
oh,
How old are Hugh?
He's a bit jaded, so he's probably like mid-40s.
Okay.
Mid-40s.
Instead of a truncheon, does you just have a big rubber fist?
that fist we were just talking
No,
about.
just a big floppy cock.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Tell me where she is!
I like the idea
She's like,
that...
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
It
that-
stinks.
Washing scruff.
Yeah.
You made this a lot darker than I was planning.
Just winnets flying off it, left, right.
Bloody hell. Do you have worms?
Whereabouts is it set, this? Whereabouts is it?
Well, you see, I did sort of think I'd quite like the Northeast, but everyone picks it, and also I cannot do a Northeast accent, so probably the West Midlands, because I cannot a stab make an effort.
Like Telford way.
Yeah.
Brummie.
Out near the Wrekin
Right.
in Shropshire.
Right. Hugh Janus on the case.
You've got to do a camp Birmingham accent.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, no, all right, yeah.
no, it's a challenge.
No, right.
Anyway, so-
I can't manage that
Yeah.
one.
So I like the Brummie sort of accent on him. What I think we need to know is, does he live by himself? Has he had like a past with a relationship? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, his relationship's holding by a thread.
Right.
It's one
Okay.
of
Oh,
those
so he is.
where
He is in one.
Yeah, with probably a pathologist.
Okay.
I'm going to be thick here. What is a pathologist?
I don't know. It sounded good when I said it.
It's blood, isn't
Pathology,
it? A pathologist is blood, isn't it? Studying blood.
Aren't they those like? No, well, it's like a seems a crime person. I thought.
So forensic scientist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
type
they're
of-
working on this. They're working on the scene. The
Yeah,
crime
and there's
scene
always a bit
together.
of tension between them.
Yeah, it's like in
Yeah.
CSI, they've got the
Yeah.
they're the police, then they have the people.
Yeah, what she does it, or they do. Sorry, it's a guy in it. He will get his blue light.
You were getting wrapped up in this story straight away.
Yeah.
We've got him. We've got him.
She-
That's
The end
getting
of
close.
Harry.
The bloody homophobes
Yeah.
of it.
It's me. I reckon
She,
he
him,
gets
her.
he gets his blue light out in his house, obviously, and it's just like showing all the semen.
UV light.
Yeah, blue
Yeah.
light. Obviously, it shows up everywhere.
I thought about like the one on the top of the car.
Yeah, he's like his bedroom just glows in the dark. You know what I mean?
I feel like Hugh's specialisation though would be like murders, but only people that have been. I like the idea that he's probably very offended if they're wearing like fake designer for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
just be like only investigating crimes of like
Yeah.
people that are not wearing fake.
Absolutely hates getting sent to like crimes in Cheetah Mill. Like it's
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stand this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
stand it.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
He's played a policeman, but secondly, he's classy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what he knows.
Have we got an age? Mid-40s?
Yeah, mid-40s. Let
Yeah.
me just get into this sort of like relationship then. So we've got Hugh Janus, mid-40s, works on like crime scenes.
To be honest, it sounds like my bio.
I would like to welcome to the stage.
So in terms of like where he lives, is he living with? Can we put a name on his like partner, which is hanging on by a thread?
Oh shit! Sorry, because we need another. We need another pun, really, don't we?
What if his name was Richard? Short and obviously everyone calls him Dick. Richard.
I've really caught myself out with going for the puns, haven't I?
No.
So-
We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one.
What was his second name's Lover? Richard Lover.
Yeah.
Dick Lover.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Lover,
So
yeah.
we've got Richard Lover, and do Richard and Hugh live together, or is it they just sort of like meet when they're working together, and it's like a
Well, they're like ships that pass in the night, so they do share, but like because they're both so committed to
Yeah.
the job and the relationship's hanging by a thread, they avoid each other
Okay.
right?
as
Okay.
much as they can do.
And how long have they been together?
Oh, 20 years.
Okay.
And the reason why it's hanging on by a thread is because what are they growing tired of each other? What are we thinking?
Yeah, go on. What do you think, Howard?
Yeah.
I've got an idea.
No, let's see yours.
Okay, I think there's a certain case that Hugh is kind of really wrapped up in, and I think the job is taking more from him than he's actually giving to his relationship. So I think it's that idea of like, I'm not a priority.
Yeah, because there'll always be that scene where like you're just committed to the job, Hugh.
Yeah.
You know, like that, and they're always just falling out, and they'll be just like, it's this Timmy Hilfiger murder.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just like that'll be it. Like the
He can't get it out of his head.
Yeah.
This like particular like
Yeah.
murder that's happened, and is it one that's happened which he just never cracked? Like and that's in the past, but it's sort of like lingering.
Yeah. Maybe it's someone that every like couple of years like arises with like a new body.
maybe it's a serial killer. Yeah,
The serial killer that
Yeah.
like he's never been able to catch.
Ah, right. Okay, I like
You know,
that.
yeah, like-
right. I like that. Yeah. What I was thinking is, what does Hugh want out of life now at this point? So he's mid-40s. What has he not got, which he feels like he wants?
Well, he wants to catch that killer.
Yeah.
Wants to catch the killer.
That's it.
Maybe the killer, just as a bit of context, killed the previous lover of his. So
You're getting twisted now.
well, I'm just and is he out of the closet, Hugh?
Yeah, he's living with a. He's been living with a
Oh,
man for
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe say this first one of the victims was a previous lover, and perhaps he's not told Dick Richard Lover that he had an affair. And you know what I mean? So
Gave him his
he's,
son,
yeah,
didn't
he's like, yeah, you wrapped up in this case, mate. I don't understand this.
Well, what if it was like an affair that he was having? Maybe it was,
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe it was like an affair early into the relationship, and
Yeah.
like obviously Richard really struggles with it because he's like, you're so hung up on this person, and he's not hung up on the person; he's hung up on the case.
Yeah.
So that's why Richard struggles with it.
Maybe the murderer's the first boyfriend.
Yeah.
And maybe. I think the idea of he wants to catch this killer because it killed the previous lover, and that previous lover was called Phil Knotts.
Phil McCavity.
Phil McCavity, yeah.
What I'm thinking is just so like I just like this might make it a tiny bit clearer potentially. What about the person who got killed? Was his first boyfriend, his first lover, but he left them for Richard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's left them for Richard. Richard was the affair and left him. They spent 20 years together, and he got killed like the original lover.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's one of the murders, and that's why he's so into scare, and he feels guilty almost.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I sort of messed that guy up through leaving him for Richard, but Richard was one that I loved, but he ends up getting killed by the murderer all them years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
And let's just put a name on the first lover then, and then we can get into it.
Phil McCavity.
Phil McCavity.
Is that how it done that?
Scottishman.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, I reckon we've got a good amount of flesh on the character there. Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Right, Howard, let's pick up one of them green ones.
Loads of words there to trip us all up.
Yeah. So you're just going to put in Hugh if there is a blank.
Oh. This works, actually. Hugh Janus had a recurring nightmare about being murdered.
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
Do you
that's
think
what we
should-
wanted.
Do you want that one, or do you want to just try the other one? I think we stick with that.
I reckon we stick with that
Yeah?
one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just read that again for us, Howard, just so we're 100% on it.
Hugh Janus had a recurring nightmare about being murdered.
Okay, recurring nightmare about being murdered. So that's where it's going to start, and we're going to find out where the story ends. So if you pick up one of the red ones, Howard.
They had finally beat their addiction.
They had finally beat their addiction. Right, okay.
maybe
The
like
addiction is the case.
No, or maybe just like most like cops in these shows, they drink a lot, don't they? Maybe at the end of the shift, he's always drinking at the bar.
Yeah.
And like,
Right,
maybe-
but-
Vegetable oil.
No, it'd be like a Shirley Temple.
Okay.
I mean, it's not hard liquor. It would be just like another Shirley Temple, please.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we can.
that's funny.
I like
But all
this.
the cops are drinking beers,
Yeah.
and he's just like, but they all really respect him.
And it'd be like one where like the barmaid just slides a Shirley Temple down the bar
Yeah.
at him, and he's just sat at the end like a jaded cop.
I think there has to be a scene in here where the chief constable's like, I want your badge in your fist.
Right, okay, this is
And
really
he's
good.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
So, to recap, it's a recurring nightmare about being murdered is the opener, and they had finally beat their addiction, which is the ending, right? So let's start from the beginning. What is this recurring nightmare? Is it of the serial killer getting them? Because I
think so, yeah.
Hugh is trying to catch this serial killer, aren't they? What do you
ideas
think
have
it
you
is?
I think it's about the killer's coming for him because the killer's only picking out people in proper designer gear. And because Hugh will only wear designer gear, he's like, we're working up to me, aren't we? This is this is the end game.
Yeah.
So that's it. So to throw him off the track every so often, he wears like a Kelvin Klein top to sort of.
Does he kill people in designer gear, or does the serial killer kill people he knows who's wearing designer gear that's fake? You know what I mean? Because you said about the first murder.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Hugh doesn't care about the ones that have died in the fake stuff. It's the other ones.
Yeah, so he's a bit classist.
Yeah.
No, let's
Standing there
simplify
over
it.
a body going, oh no, it's Timmy Hilfinger. Don't worry about it.
It's Nick. Yeah.
So, how many people has this serial killer killed so far, do we think?
We've been going 20 years.
Yeah. We're quite a few in now.
2 a year?
So, yeah. So we're that seems too many though for a movie. So I think we're about the 17 mark because like most serial killers, he probably has like a couple of years off.
Yeah.
Look at Harold Shipman.
Yeah, but people call him a serial killer. He didn't even. He was just. he was just nicking money, and like he wasn't even.
He wasn't a murderer. He was just a bad GP.
No, but like he was just like, get a bit of balls, mate. Do it properly. If you're gonna do it,
I think he's pretty much a serial
you know,
killer.
he killed.
You know what I mean? Like,
But he's not like Ian Huntley. What I mean, like,
yeah, I get that. His
motive.
his
Motive was money. It wasn't to. I'm not defending Harold Shipman.
sounds like
I was going to say,
it sounds like with your 2 bolts.
it does sound like you want him reinstated. I mean, I know he's dead, but
that is
Going back on the list.
If anything, he's helping you because he's privatising the NHS.
You'd fucking love that. You've never been to the NHS, son. You've always had private healthcare.
Yeah, I get treated by a Latin doctor.
Right, so to put a bit of a spark in this story. So he's on 17 kills now, the serial killer, right?
Yeah.
And Hugh is still trying to find him. It's taken up all this time, ruining his relationship with Richard. Does the serial killer know that Hugh is investigating them?
No, so I think people don't still believe it's a serial killer. I think it's a bit, like the Manchester Pusher thing.
I knew you were going to say that, yeah.
I think it's a bit like that. I think people don't, I think he's the only one that's been like, they're connected.
Right, okay.
And like no one believes, do you like that? It's obviously other lead writer, so I don't.
Yeah, no, I think it's that, I don't know, although part of me sort of thinks him and the killer kind of know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that cat and mouse thing where it's
I was just about to say, I think that's good because I think there's that element of him having one of them big wooden cork boards and putting up all the deaths, and they're all in designer gear, and him being like, look, they're linked by designer gear, but
like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the general public and all the other are like, no, you're being stupid.
Maybe he's been nicknamed the label killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But only by Hugh, because no one else thinks that they're linked.
the Vogue killer.
Look,
Yeah.
the first victim had Hugo Boss. Right?
Yeah.
Second victim, Ralph Lauren. Right, there's a pattern, boss. There's a pattern.
And these
Things
three
are
ladies,
happening.
Coco Chanel, Vivienne Westwood.
I predict the next victim will be in Balenciaga.
Yeah, but that's how he's calculating it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's thinking, and
they're going, you're mental, stop it. Like,
Yeah.
you need to get back to your work because you used to be a great policeman, but you've become obsessed with this case.
Yeah. I like that. Okay.
I want 24-hour watch on Selfridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we've also got to plant the seed of him, of the addiction that he's got. So what is his addiction to? Is it to Shirley Temple drinks? What?
Yeah.
Imagine like Shirley Temple in his police car.
I've got an idea, but have you?
No, go on.
What if his addiction is fisting? Right? Like,
okay.
That is like, and he does it off duty, on duty, but he knows it's like a bit of a problem. Like he's a bit of a sex addict, but for self-pleasure.
I think that's why most people are sex addicts, so self-pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because it seems a bit of a hard sell on a movie poster, that doesn't it?
Yeah, him just trying to solve it while he's shuffling.
And I do in my head, I keep getting that image of like the barmaid just like sliding that Shirley Temple.
Okay, well,
down
so he's an alcoholic then, yeah?
A fistful of Dolce. Dolce and Gabbana.
Yeah.
Fist.
Yeah, I like that.
Just throwing it out there.
You can still have that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shirley Temple's.
Shirley alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alcohol is his addiction, right? So, like you said,
But
Ben.
just particularly camp cocktails.
Yeah, like fancy drinks.
Yeah.
Maybe he comes home from work one day and Dick's like, "You've been drinking, haven't you?" I can smell it on you.
You got passion fruit seeds in your teeth.
You covered in glitter.
You got passion fruit.
Yeah, like leading
That's
in
funny.
and going, I smell Malibu.
I can't help it. I just love a sugar rim.
You've got celery sticks in your pocket.
Those little fucking umbrellas.
Yeah.
He just loves fancy drinks, and that's what I mean. Like, it's always fancy. It's always like Paul San Martini, Shirley Temple.
I've got expensive taste.
I like the idea of his partner Richard having to drive him about because he's always like a bit like half cut. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that he's like the sober one in this sort of duo.
In the forensic van, which has like the morgue, they kind of when they shuffle the bodies back and forth.
But he keeps like alcohol in there because it's cold.
Yeah.
It's just a whole bar when he opens the back of it.
A couple of bodies at the side.
Mobile cocktail lounge. So,
Right.
So turn up at the case. What do you want, lads?
So let's
just
say
with an actual barman in there as well. Just opens the back and he's like, hello.
Back again.
Another Shirley Temple, sweetheart. Yes, please.
So I think it's what you just said, Harry, about he's been looking at his corkboard and he's like, right,
There's a pattern.
There's a pattern, and I think the next victim is going to be wearing Balenciaga.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, he finds someone who's wearing Balenciaga and tells them and sort of like surveils them, but see if they do get murdered, and they do get murdered. and then they invest. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to create a bit of a scene here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that. Wait, but by the way, is this northeast, isn't it? No,
No.
West Midlands. Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's say there's a murder at the Bull Ring, right?
Yeah.
Birmingham, massive shopping centre, right? And basically they've discovered a body in a changing room.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think.
No, I think it's closer than that. I think he follows somebody and he sees somebody in like a trench coat and then someone screams and they're like, oh, there's a body. And then he chases them, but they get away. So it's the first time he's ever been in like touching distance of this killer. So he's finally confirmed him because he's seen them for the first time. He knows this killer exists.
Do you
So
reckon?
it like drives the tension then, doesn't it? He's been like, I've seen them, I chased them, and they got away last minute. You know, like
Yeah, I don't have it as a chase at this point. I think there is a body found in a changing room of a high-end shop, Balenciaga, let's say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the call has come in to say, so like, imagine the shop assistant has handed out, number 3 for 3 items, right? And then they've been in there, half an hour. They're like, do you need any help?
Yeah.
Do you need any help?
Yeah,
And there's
for
literally
ages.
just a pool
shops
of blood
do you go
just,
to that
just
do that?
spilling out from under the curtain. They're like, do you need anything?
yeah, where do you
Anything?
shop? Where do you
Yeah.
shop, Dorothy Perkins?
And then when
And
they-
help you get changed.
When they open, how have they died? Have they been stabbed, strangled,
Yeah.
coat hangered to death?
What's like a classy way of killing someone?
It would have to be something fashion related, but I mean, like,
What if he strangles him with like a silk scarf?
Oh, I thought you was about to say like a belt, like a designer belt.
Right,
And
yeah.
they like fasten it and
So
then.
they've got like a Dolce and Gabbana
Yeah.
imprint on their neck.
but he leaves it. No, he leaves them.
Okay.
Yeah.
He leaves them there.
So
That's
they're
his-
being
that's-
strangled, yeah?
That's it. That's his tag. Nice little
Yeah.
buckled belt round the throat.
And he's bored a new hole in it. Like
Yeah.
to-
Yeah.
God, you've got the real practicalities. This isn't
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
work, is
Craftsmanship.
it? So,
Right, okay. And maybe what does the serial killer leave which gives Hugh a shred more sort of evidence or
Right.
like something that makes him like, oh, I'm going to go here next because he's left
You've got
this.
to up the tension now. It's
Yeah,
got because it would have been
exactly.
like a film. It's got to increase.
Or,
it's got to
he's getting cockier and he's
Yeah.
leaving more.
What if the message is like something along the lines of like shot till you drop, and he's like, shot till you drop.
So he's left a note.
Yeah. I'll be back. This game of cat and mouse.
Yeah,
ensues.
or he leaves a receipt for a different shop, and that's where like the next one's gonna.
He's left a receipt for like a ticket to a concert.
Right,
As like a stand-in ticket or something. So he can't quite, but he knows that. Hugh knows that he's gonna be at this concert,
yeah,
it wouldn't be a concert. It would be like
like a classical.
Fashion Week.
Yeah. Fashion
It'd
Week.
be something like that. So
Yeah, because then.
clothes show live at the NEC.
Yeah.
What would it be?
Yeah.
What was that?
Clothes show live at the NEC.
So he knows he's going to be there. So like this is the first time that he could be in like the same room as the killer. So maybe that's where we go to next.
Right, okay. I like that. I
So
like that.
shop assistant, should we have the scene of the policeman arriving?
Yeah, let's have the scene
Okay.
of the policeman arriving.
Do you want to play the policeman?
Hugh.
I'm gonna say you're desperate for him to play Hugh, so you don't have to do the.
I don't mind playing you, but
You'll play the shopkeeper who's been outside
okay.
saying, "I've just
Right.
found a body." Should we
Okay.
try that?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Right. So
She's female. I want to hear your female.
yeah,
your
she's
genetic-
right. Okay, female. It's been a murder.
So you've literally the detective's just arrived. Detective Hugh
Yeah.
Janus. You say, "I've just found a body."
Yeah. What are you two in this? Are you
Observers. We're just shoppers.
shoppers
Yeah.
stood around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be an old lady waiting to get changed.
Okay.
I
Are you gonna
Yeah.
confront? Yeah. I feel like if I was sobbing, you'd come to me.
think I'd like stagger through the rails and just be like, "What's the matter,
He's always
sweetheart?"
hammered.
Yeah,
yeah.
and just be like, "What's the matter, sweetheart?"
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to call you. There was a customer came in about 20 minutes ago. Has been in the changing room, and I asked if they wanted help again and again and again. And then when I opened, they did.
Show me through.
Okay. He's in bag 3 round there.
And
There's
then it-
3 items in, and they've got 4 because one's round the neck. Honestly, I don't know what to do. I've literally just started. My boss is going to be furious.
I don't know. I feel like I'm quite hammered. to be honest. So
You haven't?
yeah.
Ross,
I
want to know, are you going to need to close the shop or you carry out your investigation, or can I just shut this bay?
I hope
Oh
you're
no,
not.
just shut the bay.
Shut the bay.
So I want to
One
get
sec, one
changed.
sec. Okay, change room 2, love, please. Okay, 2 items.
And what were the items she'd taken in?
Oh, it was a woman. I thought it was a man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, is it a woman this started?
Day.
It's a day. Right, okay, yeah.
I didn't ask.
They took in a pair of shoes, then Balenciaga shoes, a Balenciaga jumper, and some leggings.
It's all starting to make sense.
Yeah.
I think we've got the label killer.
Right, this has never happened before. You know, I know we're like a top high street brand. We're not even high street. You know what I mean? We designer, and I'm just terrified. I don't know what to do. Do you think they'll come back?
I think you should say something really sassy. Well, not with that fake. I think you should say something really sassy.
Not with those leggings.
Yeah. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The one thing that I thought was quite strange was the fact that they had a belt around the neck, which they didn't go in with, and it's not actually something we sell in the shop.
It's a different brand.
It's a different brand.
I think you need to back off. So, I keep going into this like weird, like
It's all right.
deep voice for it. So I really feel like you need to back off and leave it to the police now, sweetheart. All right.
Right. Okay. Sorry. What was your name again?
Hugh Janus.
Oh, God.
You won't recognise me.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your help, officer. I really do.
You drop your fist.
Yeah. Is that a fist on your belt? Okay.
What a hell of a clip.
Yeah,
that.
I think at that point you go to get a torch out and you actually get the fist out, and then you're like,
She goes,
shit. Yeah. So you're looking for clues, right? And you find, the belt is a different brand, and perhaps.
That's the show at the NEC. It's like for, I don't know, Dolce & Gabbana. It's a Dolce & Gabbana belt, but everything else they were wearing was Balenciaga because it was a Balenciaga
Maybe
shop.
when you were saying about like what's the clue for the next one,
Yeah.
the belt is for the next brand.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the clothes show at the NEC is for this particular brand,
Okay.
which could be Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, and
So-
I think you do find a receipt because I think he definitely has to know the killer's going to be in the room with him.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice scene, wouldn't it?
I think, okay, right, we've got that scene there. I think in a minute we get a prompt in, right? But I think there has to be Hugh Janus going to his boss to say, Gaffer, I mean, the boss, the job is back open. You know, he's striked again.
Yeah.
And I think one of you's got to be the chief inspector, yeah.
I'll be the chief inspector this time.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Right, okay, but do we get a prompt in beforehand?
I think we get a prompt in. So he's got the belt, right? And let's just say he is in his car driving back to the station with Madonna's on really loud. Right. He's like, get into the groove, boy, you got to choose.
But it's Richard driving the van, remember?
Yeah.
With an appletini in the coffee holder. He's just driving so dangerously. He's going down the wrong side of the road. Like,
Go on, Rip.
Well, there you go. This figures the only place left to hide it was in their arse.
Right, okay.
Nice.
So that's the prompt. The only place left to hide it was in their arse. That's maybe where they found the receipt.
no, I think it's got to be something that he's not allowed to take.
Well, I've got an idea, right? I reckon he goes to the chief inspector, says about what's happened. Chief inspector, someone along the lines is like, "This is you're on leave, right? Okay, you need to take some time
You
off.
need to hand your fist in.
Yeah, but whether it's he hands the fist in or he hides the receipt, he hides something that he's like, I need this. You know, it could be the belt.
Oh, his badge.
Yeah, I like the idea, right?
Yeah.
If him going to his boss, it's right. How about this? This is the scene. So he goes to the chief inspector, goes to his boss, goes into the office, and he's going to present this new piece of information. And he's just as he's about to present it, the chief inspector says, "Look, you're out of the force. Like you weren't even supposed to be going to this investigation. You've already tampered with the body. You've tampered with evidence.
Yeah, I've told you so many times.
I told you not to follow these like cases which happen in these fashion shops, these murders. Hand in your fist, hand in your badge, and hand over the evidence that you've got from the body that you've took." And he's got it in his hand, and he thinks the only place that I can put this now before he sees it, and he's trying to subtly shove the belt buckle up his ass as he's talking to the chief inspector so that he can hide the evidence.
So just the visual of this, right, okay, is a guy stood in front of his boss.
I don't know how that gets filmed.
With his trousers
next to the water
up
cooler.
at the front, but like the back of it is just below his arse cheeks, right? And it looks like someone is pulling a rope up into his arse. That's what we've got, right?
So he's looking at his chief inspector. Hand over your fist. Hand over the badge. Hand over.
Let's have the scene. Yeah. Let's have the scene. So you walk in, right?
So I'm shoving
Me and Ben are just background detectives here, right? You know, trying to solve a case.
Nice to see you, Hugh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
How's the family?
You're a receptionist. Janus is outside.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Hugh.
Susan. Send
No.
Susan. Send Janus through, please.
Yeah. Go through.
I was going to say, we've suddenly gone Scottish.
Yeah.
The chief inspector Scottish. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm his wife.
Yeah.
Right. I know what you're going to say, boss. But I think I'm on. I know. I'm in the same room. You can get off the headset.
You're supposed to knock you.
Oh shit! Sorry. You go, but you like
Go back out. Come back in.
don't you like one of those staff at the Disney shop? Right. Sorry, we've got any Lion Kings in.
Right, Hugh. It's bad news, I'm afraid. I've told you time and time again about going to these murders which take place in fashion establishments, and you've gone against the grain again. What have you got to say to yourself, man?
Well, I think you're really wrong. To be honest, I think I'm onto something.
You've been going on about this now for 20 years, Hugh. I'm not wrong.
The Marie Claire killer is a real thing. Sorry, I've changed the name on the case. It just seemed to work better. Do you know what I mean?
No, we found the killers. They were linked. They were linked to the families. You're just possessed. We've banged people up for the right reasons, and you're going after someone who does not exist.
I think there's been terrible missed cases of justice, to be honest. Oh, sorry, I've lost my accent again. I keep slipping into gay voice. I'm very sorry, sir.
Hugh, hand over your fist. Hand over any evidence you've got from the murder you went to today. I know that you tampered with the body, so please give me whatever you've got, please.
What's that over there? Could you just look at the evidence board with me?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you just...
I think he's pulling it in with his own balls.
I was gonna say,
Right.
Yeah, he's basically, he's a hungry bottom. He's just he's absorbing that fucker up himself.
Quiet enough in the room, you just hear a low suction, like
yeah.
Is it like he's eating spaghetti?
Do you know it's like the last 5% of a bath emptying in the plug? It's that like
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he's just looking at it and go, I can't give you it, boss. I can't
give you it, boss.
Right, just hand over your fist, Hugh. Give me the fist.
There you go.
And I think you take the fist, you open your tray, and there's like 8 other fish confiscated.
But they're getting bigger over the years.
Yeah.
Honestly, to be part of the first homosexual detective agency.
At this point,
he's off the case, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's been put on leave.
You're going to send him home, or?
Yeah. So you're 6 months suspended now, Hugh. Pending investigation. You're off the case. Go home.
And if we catch you near the case, you're fired.
Yeah. If you catch you, we can only suspect that you are the killer if you keep going around.
And then I think you come out and you meet Dick, right?
Don't we always?
Yeah, you meet Richard's there to greet you. Do you want to be Richard here?
Is Richard his husband?
His husband, yeah.
Okay. What took you so long?
Look, I can't have this conversation now, Dick. My life is hanging by a thread.
Yeah, well, this relationship's hanging by a thread.
Well, a cheap, undesigner thread in your case.
You're
Richard.
obsessed. You're a snob. You're a designer snob. There's nothing wrong with high street brands.
I'm sorry, but if it's not Coco Chanel, it's oh no from me.
It's oh no from me.
So what happened? What's happened? I've heard you've been fired.
I've had to give my fist back. I'm
The amount of fists I've had to buy over the years.
I'm fistless, Dick.
Yeah, well, you need to give up this case. It's either the case or me.
Well, I don't think I should be made to decide, to be honest.
It's been 20 years.
I think that's a nice little scene there, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't answer your question. He doesn't give you a direct answer if it's either you or the case, right?
Yeah.
So I think at that point, like, Dick walks away in his little blue shoes.
Yeah, I bet
right?
we need some time apart.
Yeah.
Goes and gets in his van with all the bodies, right, and drives home. And I think there's like this montage of Dick going, and it's like tears as he's driving, and you are kind of lost in the world. You know what I mean? You're walking through the West Midlands.
Birmingham City Centre.
Yeah. You know,
staring at sex shops, looking at fists with like the glass reflection, looking back.
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah.
I'll fist again.
yeah.
And I think there's like, what's the song that's playing in the background? Is it like Maroon 5, She Will Be Loved? Or, you know, what's the one way or another?
No,
I think it's more, it's a slower.
I was going to say that's a bit too jazzy.
It's a bit melancholy, isn't it?
What about The Power of Love by Frankie Goes to Hollywood?
Is it Madonna, Like a Prayer? Life is a
I think it needs to be a song where it's sort of like torn by Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh,
Do you know
right,
what I mean? It's like the torn between the relationship and the job, or a song like that.
Okay, yeah. I think Torn could work really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd go for that.
Yeah.
The Natalie version.
Yeah, exactly. What sort of clips are we seeing in the montage?
I think so.
There'll be one where he's at a bar, and that's the one where the barmaid is just sliding another. Shirley
I think that's how
Temple
it
down.
starts. I think Hugh Janus goes to the bar, and then he gets slid a Shirley Temple. Torn comes on, and he's at the bar, and it's being cross-cut with these other scenes, and it's sort of like the Shirley Temple's getting raised to his mouth, and it's whether or not he drinks it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, because
the only way he cracks this case is by becoming sober.
Yeah.
How does Torn go? How does it start? Yeah.
Lying naked on the floor.
Lying naked on the floor. No. Nothing left. Used to cry. Situation has run dry.
The first
What's
lyric?
going on? Nothing's right, I'm torn.
I'm all out of life. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shame. Lying naked on the floor. Right, it starts with
Thought I saw a man.
Yeah, I thought I saw a man brought back to life. He was warm. He came
thought-
around.
the original
he was
lover.
dignified.
Let's just go through lyric by lyric, Harry.
So-
Just chill it out. So first line was,
I thought I saw a man brought back to life.
in his head,
I think he looks at the bar. You know what? They have mirrors in the back of bars. I think he sort of imagines the guy behind him.
the guy, his first lover who's
And it
dead.
reminds him. It's like this is what it reminds him of why he was trying to solve this case.
Go on,
He
Harry.
came around and he was dignified.
Because he's in his designer.
He showed me what it was to cry. Do. Well, I couldn't
right.
be the man
Let's
you
just-
adored.
Before we keep going to next lyric, let's just dissect the lines, Harry.
Right. He
Chill.
was warm. He came around like he was dignified.
Howard said that's because he was wearing designer gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the image of the killer.
Yeah.
He showed me what it was to cry.
Is
They
that
lost-
the
they lost
killer?
him.
The killer or the first love? That could be
first
about.
love.
I think,
First
when
love.
his first love died, it was like
Yeah.
I'd never been so upset before.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be with someone but still, have care for them and want them to do well.
Go
you
on.
know? So, well, you couldn't be the man that I adored. You didn't seem to know or seem to care what your heart is for. I didn't know him anymore.
Maybe that's about the relationship which has just ended because
Yeah.
they've just gone their separate ways, and he's like, you don't understand me. You don't understand me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing where he used to lie. Our
Empty
conversation has run dry. That's
Well,
what's
kind
going
of his
on.
relationship with Richard, though.
Yeah.
Conversations run dry.
Yeah.
Nothing's fine. I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold.
He's saying that to the barman.
Yeah. I'm shamed. I'm lying naked on the
Say
floor.
that to the barman,
Yeah.
and the barman would just be like, why are you saying Natalie Imbruglia songs?
The thing is, mate, illusions never change into something real. Yeah. I'm wide awake, I can see the perfect sky. You're a little late.
Well, so in this montage, you imagine him singing it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's singing it at the
on
bar.
stage on karaoke while he's pissed out of his face on
Yeah.
Shirley Temple's.
That he's just singing it every line.
Yeah.
It's just like.
But
a
in the
memory.
crowd, the Mary Claire killer
He's watching.
is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.
Well, I was thinking, my sort of thought of it was, let's say he's been singing the song at karaoke. Obviously, they've had this montage sequence. He's sat down. He's gone, remembered that he's got the belt buckle in his arse, and he's pulled it out, and he's got the Shirley Temple in one hand, and the covered shit belt buckle in the other, and he has to make a choice. Do I go and investigate this case anyway and go to the fashion show at the NEC?
Or do I keep going downhill?
Or do I keep going downhill with the Shirley Temple?
Yeah.
He launches the Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
He launches it behind the bar.
At the barmaid. It's just, ow!
And he's like, I'm
Stop it.
Yeah. I'm going. And then he goes to the NEC for
He
investigating.
goes, I'll have a tomato juice.
Yeah, I'll have a tomato juice. Right, fast forward, we're at the NEC.
Yeah.
It's Fashion Week. He's trying to find a killer. There's a catwalk. They're displaying Dolce & Gabbana merch.
Well, he's looking in the crowd for belts.
Well, the last belt would be like, I don't know, like Chanel. So
So
then
that's the
he's
Chanel,
like-
yeah.
So he's like, so it's going to be at the Chanel show, the next murder, or where he's at, where the
Maybe
confrontation.
there's like 4 people wearing Chanel belts.
Right, so
Yeah.
it's a massive fashion convention on the catwalk, all the different designer gear, but the ones which are wearing a Chanel belt are potential victims.
Can we?
No
Yeah.
potential killers. Remember, because he uses his belt to strangle them.
Right, oh,
So
is that
I
what
think
you're
that's a
saying?
way because that's maybe the way he catches eventually. Because he's like, oh, it'll be easy to find them. There can't be that many people wearing a Chanel belt. He gets there, there's like 20 people wearing Chanel belts, but he knows it's one of them.
Right, okay.
I mean, honestly, I would watch this. As one of my favourite films is Devil Wears Prada. I'd just be like, I'm watching that.
Who is like the world's most famous model at the moment? Like, I'm trying to think because I think of that Sophie Vella. She's gorgeous, her. Velenga.
Well, she's a model, isn't she?
Colombian woman.
Yeah.
She's a model. She's an actress as well. But I'm trying to think of like the point being a high-end model that's on this show that is potentially the next victim, right? So it's a bit like the Zoolander thing. You know what I mean? I've got to stop this happening before.
What about that? Emily, it's called Emily Ratajkowski.
Emily Ranowski.
Yeah. She's stunning. Yeah,
It could be someone more.
Kate Moss?
It's like Kate Moss. It could be RuPaul. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They could be there. It could be who else?
Yeah, maybe it's like
Victoria Beckham.
maybe it's like quite a progressive like
Oh, we
fashion
wouldn't have
show.
Victoria Beckham in it.
No. Maybe it's someone like Ginny Lemon, the drag queen.
I don't know.
When we go RuPaul.
Yeah.
RuPaul.
Right.
Yeah.
RuPaul is the headline model.
The headline model.
Yeah, at this performance. And I think as well, when Hughes arrived at the NEC,
NEC.
yeah,
Yeah.
to try and get in.
Is it National Events Centre? Is that what it is?
This is the one in Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 It's huge.
I reckon when he's tried to go get in, the person on the door was like, "Sorry, mate, but Hugh Janus is not on the list. Right, you can't get in." And he's had to be like, "We ain't got a badge, and he can't flash his badge.
Yeah.
How does he get in? Does he just slip in?"
Oh, he's got to go in the back door somewhere.
Service entry.
Yeah. In with like a trolley of models.
So many references. Don't go through the back door.
I know, I'm writing my own homophobic story without realising. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
you have to slip in round the back, you.
Yeah, maybe just like classic in films, like he goes around the corner, beats somebody up, and nicks their badge and uniform to get in.
Okay, so yeah, he's in the event. Thousands of people are there. It's like an aircraft hangar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive.
And
Did you go to the National Boat Show?
No, I actually went to the auto sports show.
you actually weren't you buying servants?
Oh, hey, listen.
I'm joking.
Yeah. The King of Brunei is telling me. I say there's a.
Let's say the runway is like enormous, right? It's this huge stage, and I think
And it'd be phallus shaped because it'd be like a.
yeah, cock and balls.
Yeah.
I
And
like the way you said just said that as like normal, like standard cock and ball setup.
yeah, 100%. And he's sat like halfway up the shaft.
Yeah.
Right, okay, like near, and RuPaul is obviously going to come from the base all the way up to the tip and do his big move.
Yeah.
And I think he's like, if I get him on the way back, right,
It'll be safe. It'll be safe. I know he's the next victim.
I think the way it is, it's like RuPaul is the last model to sort of
yeah.
close the event. And I think it's one of them where RuPaul shouldn't know that there's been an attempt on his life.
Yeah.
So Hugh Janus has to sort of foil this plan before it even happens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think we should get a prompt then?
I reckon we get a prompt. I reckon is in the NEC, is scouting around.
Yeah.
Prompt.
They wouldn't take no for an answer.
They wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, I think it works.
Because, they wouldn't take no for an answer. So the no could be RuPaul saying no. Like they're going...
No, right. Well, how about this? So the final line, what we had is they had finally beaten their addiction. So I think maybe they capture... They don't capture, but they find the serial killer. They locate them. And they're masked. They're masked.
Yeah, he looks across and he sees a Chanel belt.
He looks across, sees a Chanel
He
belt.
looks across the runway and it's like you're saying, they're in a mask.
They're in a mask, right? Because it is one of them where they're masquerading as well. But also, when they confront the serial killer, they try and tempt them with a Shirley Temple or like a cocktail, as if to say, do you really want me or do you want these?
Right, yeah.
And then he opens up a fridge and they're like,
What
the
on
most...
the inside of his jacket?
Just don't look like you were showing breasts. Do you know what I mean? Or do you want these?
little vials of cocktails.
Yeah,
It's not going to work with me, that love. Yeah. It's not going to work with me, that one. Come on.
But yeah, I'm just thinking so we can get this sort of hint of they had finally beaten their addiction.
Yeah,
there
okay.
as well.
I think that's a. They wouldn't take.
Well,
no
the way
for
they
an
would beat
answer.
their addiction
That was
is
the prompt.
the case is the addiction, isn't it? Or alcohol was the addiction.
Alcohol was the
oh, yeah,
addiction.
sorry.
So they wouldn't take no for an answer. Who is saying that?
Maybe he's saying to RuPaul, "You're in danger. You're in danger. You
Yeah,
can't
right,
go
that's what I
out. You're in
said.
danger."
Right, okay, let's go with
I
that.
said it better though. That's
So he finds RuPaul backstage.
Yeah, he thinks he's got an idea of who the killer is, or where they might be.
Yeah.
And he goes backstage. He's like, "Ro, seriously, mate, you're in danger. You're
I like
in danger, mate."
how easily he's got to
Yeah.
backstage to RuPaul.
Yeah.
Just how's he got there?
yeah. RuPaul's like, seriously.
You got to be. Listen,
You've got this brummie who's fucking looking horrible at
Yeah.
this point, covered
Yeah,
in juice.
He's been on a night out. He's got hammered. He's hungover. He's covered in tomato juice. He's
What
throwing a
is that?
Shirley Temple at somebody.
what's like a Brummy term? What do they call people? Like, do you know you get like?
It's not
like,
duck. That's Nottingham, isn't it?
You know, like
Not
scouts
in
call each
Derby.
other kid and that. Like, yeah, he's just like, mate, you're in trouble. Okay, serious fucking trouble. If you go out there, you're gonna be strangled to death.
In front of thousands of people.
And I
I was going to say, the killer's got very blatant, hasn't he?
Could you imagine that conversation?
It's just going to dive on stage and hoik RuPaul to
You go
death.
on stage, you're going to strangle to death.
yeah,
And nobody will stop her.
by a high-end fashion killer, and I reckon he's going to be some sort of belt because I was in Balenciaga last week.
Can you answer the response? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. And is anyone going to play Rue?
I tried to see what sort of terms she comes up with, but I'd rather see one of you two try and play RuPaul.
RuPaul, can you show me a video of how RuPaul talks?
I don't know where they talk. You've just got to imagine what RuPaul might talk like.
Well, she's American.
Very
so-
sassy though, aren't they? They're very sassy. Like,
Who?
Rue, seriously, Ross, they're gonna say the event's finishing, you're gonna walk out, and if you make it to the tip of that knob, I don't think you're gonna make it back.
well, I'm out of character, so not everyone knows that I actually have a strong Berry accent in real life.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all an act. So yeah, yeah. I actually
Oh
sound
my
like
God,
this.
I love black pudding.
The market is great.
So go on.
Time's running out.
Who are you?
My name is
Who are you to begin with? Yeah.
my name is Detective Hugh Janus,
Okay.
and I've given my fucking life for this job.
Yeah.
I've ended in me gun, my fist, my
gun?
bench, and I've given up booze.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm determined to find this killer.
I will. I've been told I'm perfectly safe, so I don't think I need to worry about that. So
Rue, you might think you're safe, but
Yeah.
you're not.
okay.
If you go out there, I'm going with you.
Okay. Okay. Well.
And I won't take no for an answer.
Okay.
Right? So I think at that point,
Yeah. And I'm like, I love it. I
Yeah.
love your passion. I love
right,
everything about you.
I think
Yeah.
he says to Rue,
Girl.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, you can come with me. Yeah.
I think he
Show
says-
them the fire.
says to Rue, what we're going to do is you are going to walk forward, and I'm going to be back to back with you.
Like he's gonna walk backwards.
Yeah, and I'm just going to walk backwards, and we'll have all areas covered, right? That is, and if you see danger, you tell me, we rotate, right? That's what we do. I reckon they practice a little bit just to kind of get the feel of it.
It's like a dance montage.
Yeah.
And then
I think he rolls left and she rolls right, and they hit each other. And he goes, "We have to go the same way."
but then
My left.
they're just about to go out. And then Rue just goes, right, okay, just before we pop out, before we go onto the catwalk, I'm just going to nip to the toilet for a quick whiz.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, okay, no problem. Just not thinking about it, Hugh Janus. He just thought, yeah, no problem. We've got to go down this runway together.
Yeah.
Goes to the toilet, has been gone like 2 minutes, but the call is they're supposed to be on
Just
stage.
hand dryers on.
They're supposed to be on stage in like the next minute, and he's not come back. Goes inside. RuPaul's been strangled with a belt buckle by a masked assailant.
Yeah.
So they's come in. Whoa! It's happening. Mask on. Challenges them. Takes the mask off. Who is it?
Dick Glover.
I think
Yeah.
Richard Lover.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be it. And then he's like,
I fucking said, if you did give this case up, it was either me or the job.
Yeah.
I fucking love you.
Yeah. And the reason, so obviously,
RuPaul's going, cover girls. Calm yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the reason is like obviously he left his original love. He left his first love for Richard.
Yeah.
And Richard was the one who killed him because he was like, "Oh, I just want you out of the picture. I don't
That's
want
why
you."
he works in forensics.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's been covering up all the evidence
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
I thought if I kill the bodies, I can at least pick them up.
Yeah.
Keeping himself in work.
Yeah.
So I think there's a fight. And I think it's like, because they're both hammered. I think it's like a really sloppy fight. And they end up I think they maybe end up on the runway.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'd like it to be like, have you ever seen the film They Live?
Yes.
That fight scene with Roddy Doyle that goes on for about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just it's the best fight scene ever. If you've never seen it, go and watch it. But it's just like 12 minutes of him just slogging it in a fucking alleyway with a bloke. So those two in the toilets at the NEC.
in the toilets, but it spills out onto the stage.
What if? Yeah. It spills out, right? And the closer it gets to the tip of the penis, the more aggressive it gets, right? Okay, and I think it's like, you know, it's almost like a bit catty at the bottom, and then halfway up they're fucking hitting each other, and then as it gets to the tip, I reckon Hugh punches Dick, right, and all his teeth fly out, right, literally from the tip of this.
And they land in another person's mouth.
Yeah.
And they go.
And then I think Dick.
That is fun image.
Dick,
I was going to say we've kind of gone a bit Disney at the end there.
Dick Lover is lying on the floor, literally at the tip of this penis, right? He looks like this giant sperm that's just been pushed out, right? And I think it's like a top-down shot, right? And as that's happened, obviously, it's like slow motion, people dispersing. You're seeing like flashing lights of sirens arriving. And I think the final scene is between the chief inspector.
Oh, just on that. I thought then you was about to say it was a top-down scene. We've seen all this sort of like carnage happen, but then it's like you said, is at the top. But then RuPaul comes over and offers Hugh Janus like, "Oh, thank you for saving my life. Here, have a drink. Like it's on the house."
Yeah.
Shirley Temple, and he takes it, and then he throws it against the wall.
No. What happens is, I think Officer Shirley Temple, Dick stands up behind RuPaul, and he goes, "No."
Throws it. Yeah. And it's
Although, as a big fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, I have to say he often does this like rhyming thing. So I want him to sort of go Dick Lover, because then Ru would go Lover. I'd barely even know her.
He just kills someone. Really inappropriate. They never know it.
Okay. Maybe then that happens. Chief Inspector arrives on the scene, right? And I think the final scene is between him and Hugh.
Hugh, I think I owe you an apology.
I think you owe me a fist.
See?
That'll be funny. That's such a good end. Yeah.
Howard, that was very good.
Just a little bit.
Very good.
That was brilliant.
Thank you so much, mate.
Yeah.
No worries. That's the weirdest way I've spent a Saturday morning.
I don't know what it is, Joe.
You all got into the symbolism a bit. The old ejaculating.
Oh, yeah. Pictures.
My favourite was the teeth. They all land perfectly in somebody else's mouth. What a scene!
That was very. What we gonna what title did you come up with?
Fistful of Dolce.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Are you okay with the title for that?
Yeah, I think that works.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
RuPaul's a big one for puns, so I think it would be if they're our headline act in it, I think that they would go for that one.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. How did you find making it?
It's tricky to sort of think off the bat so quickly. So
Yeah.
the bit where I was like did the drunk bit at the start, my brain was just going think of something. So
Yeah.
but I think with having autism as well, sometimes your brain just go, we don't know what to do with that bit of information. So but yeah, it's good fun. So like I said, I've listened to quite a few now, and it's a bit of an honour to come on and do one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a post-credit scene where he's on the panel for RuPaul's Drag Race as well. And then 2 years later, and he's on the judges on RuPaul's Drag Race. That's his like.
And then someone else gets killed. And it's
like he's back. Yeah,
because we don't find out what happens to Dick Lover after.
No.
knocked out. That's
He gets
all.
put in a maximum security prison. Yeah. Tie him up with like a Stretch Armstrong.
Is that what they do though?
Yeah.
Maximum security. Owned by Stretch Armstrong.
They've stopped making them. No.
Check eBay.
Wrap it up for us, Harry.
I was just going to say, thank you so much for doing it. That was absolutely fantastic.
cheers.
Nice.
And people can find you online, can't they?
Kind of.
Yeah.
So
Howard
I'm
Anstock.
so poor at social media, but I am on Instagram.
Yeah, but if you enjoy that, go and watch him live. You've got gigs going on and around, in and around the Northwest and all over. But definitely go and watch you live. Funny guy.
I've never seen you have a bad gig. I've never watched you have a bad gig ever. I think you've always smashed
I've
it.
had plenty. But
Yeah, I know. You've always smashed it every time I've watched you ever.
I had a weird one the other night where this old guy just sat staring at me, and my prejudice was like, he's hating all of this. Just this big white Yorkshire guy sat in the middle of the crowd, arms folded like that, and I was like, I'm never going to make you smile. And then it was that weird audience member. When I left, he just came and gave me a big bear hug and went, "That was fucking brilliant."
Yeah, that was Dick Lover.
Fucking tell you first.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, man.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching and listening, everybody. If you have enjoyed this, please do go and tell people. We are growing it week on week, but we do need that to happen more and more, and your support does that, so thank you very much. And as I said about the live show on the 12th of March in Manchester, we'll be doing that. If you've enjoyed this, come and watch it live, and we'll have a laugh.
Yeah.
But other than that, this has been All Made Up with Howard Anstock.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
It's all